Okay, this is take 2. We were already discussing mandalas. The storage was full on the device, and so the video stopped on its own. Got about 20-something minutes into it, but starting over. For the sake of, I have an agenda today, and it is to discuss mandalas. I don't want to repeat information, but I do want to say I'm actually going to segue from the discussion of mandalas into the topic of the difference between what we had discussed yesterday regarding Three-Eye Atlas into the topic of consciousness being created within a supercomputer, like a Sims-like game, which this is, but within the last year, we damn near suspect, like, how would you say 99% sure that you guys are creating dreams, or recording dreams, rather, or both? Oh, how about that? Karma Loop Serial, you guys have weird, stupid life circumstances for the purpose of recording a dream for versions of yourself. If you want to know what a version of yourself is experiencing within this simulation that I'm referring to, look no further than your weird karma loops that you're experiencing for the purpose of likely recording a dream in order for that version of yourself to be experiencing in their nighttime, which you are responsible for. You experience, you're there right now, sleeping, but you're there as in when you sleep here, you got to go there and do maintenance. What is maintenance? You got to go live that day until you go to sleep again. So you guys just added another, within the last year, another layer of reality of your own experiences. And who knows what you're living? Who knows who you're married to? Who knows what your childhood was like? Who knows when the game started, what year? Try this on for size. As I sit, as I speak, it is currently the year 2025, version 3 on this Bardo simulation of Earth, okay? What year is it then in that game? No, it is not. It's 2025-3. No matter what, until it's here, 2026-3. If you guys switch to 2.5, which we were considering closing up, but for a lot of reasons we decided let's leave it open, but there's no true consciousness there. Guide went back and verified, nope, everybody's out that he interacts with in that community. In my opinion, that's all I fucking care about, is that community. But I assume that that means that we're all trying to converge. If we're going to jump to 2.5, we want to do it together. Conscious awareness, let's jump to 2.5 and play out that sim. Not a problem if we're all aware and we're all doing it consciously and together as a collective. It's not even like will we, it's when we. Doesn't matter though. That's way far out. Or not, it could be tomorrow. What I mean, well, yeah, no, it couldn't be tomorrow because collectively speaking, everybody would have to be on the same page in the entire Bardo. What does that even mean for people who've passed away? Like Faith lives in that community. Guide saw her. So it's like, hey, Faith, what's up? You no longer exist in 10 years. Rather, you don't exist in 2025-3. You exist in 2025-2 because they're linear. Or are they, being that it's a saved game? Is it still like playing out without consciousness? We're not sure on that. Don't quote me on that one. Guide could verify, but I'm not gonna go on that rabbit hole right now. All right, so here's the deal. Within this Bardo, we have CERN. Is there CERN within the last year of 2025-ish? Version 3, was a supercomputer simulation created with a CERN in it. You understand what I mean by that? Did they duplicate this Bardo and say, boom, that would be a what? A version 4? You following? Yeah? Okay, that's within though. CERN that we have can create version 4 parallel, not within, not a layer. It is a side-by-side. Do you see the difference? Conceptually, energetically. Within means you can only access through the veil. It's another veil. Whereas when it's up until the split. Then things are different. And what determines the difference? Factors and such. Will there ever be two exactly the same? Maybe, but what would be the point? Silo speaking, you got many, many, many of y'alls all around. And we call them grids. And we're trying to converge them because back in the day when the Navajo curse was made, if you're not aware of what I'm talking about, that's fine. Back in the day, when they meditated out of their reality in order to stick it to the young people, they, meaning the elders, the medicine elders, and all the fucking people who were like, you young people have lost the ways of the ancient ones. You've lost the ways of our people. Adios. We're out. We're gonna jump to a better reality and leave you here because that's what you love so much. You must love it here so much. Stay then. Stay and play with these, whatever you want to call them. I know, I'm thinking like different words, but infiltrators is the right energy word. Stay and play with these infiltrators since you love it so much. You want to trade with them. You want to do all this. See, it was fine at first, but then they started getting greedy, right? Can you guys hear me? I'm not talking to 2025-3. Can you guys hear me? Are you channeling this from different levels of reality? I feel like you are. Listen. If you can hear me in English, listen to me. Or if it translates to your energy. Can we do that? Thank you. We're trying to converge everybody back to one. You guys got scattered amongst the cosmos of varieties. When you meditated out, you fractaled out into different places individually. You can connect meditatively and intuitively and whatnot, sure. But did you get scattered parallel? Or did you also get scattered in different space and time? As in, not just space, but time. And space as in location, as in you're not layered. You might have been meditating in a circle. Anybody with ears to hear. But then you got scattered. You still have ears to hear, do you not? Do you know what year it is? It is 2025. In your language, what does that mean? What is 2025 version 3, world 3, third world? Why are we seeing indications of fourth world? Why are we seeing that? Anybody? It's concerning to us that we're seeing indications of fourth world. What does that mean? Do you guys know? I'm asking you to give me feedback intuitively, please. If you're hearing me. And you know the answer to that. Don't just throw garbage at me. Okay, reflection time. I want to know something. Yeah, I suck at life. Your guys' language is tricky. Fourth, because we spelled things different in a lot of ways. And abbreviations too. What is fourth world? Please and thank you. The current world, also known as the glittering world or white world, from which is it Danae? Emerged after traveling through 3 previous worlds. Are you guys following what I'm fucking saying? They understand life in a way that you guys don't. But now you do conceptually because you understand Sims reality, artificial intelligence, and whatnot. They understand it practically from a meditative aspect. Much more important, in our opinion, to do such. Okay? Uninhabitable. Yes. Okay, a hole made by the locust. Symbolic. Yes. Harmony with Mother Earth. Who should be running this world? Not the infiltrators. The dead would return, Judgment Day, to a previous world if it sank. Correct? However, what does sank mean in the context of dimension collapsing? Ooh, see. We are currently in the fourth world. That's a fucking problem, y'all. Four corners. Where's the true four corners? Where's Tim at? Because you're Sioux, correct? Your lineage is Sioux? Doesn't matter, does it? You're more connected energetically to the Hopi, the Navajo, the Apache, the Cherokee, the Crow, all the fucking everythings. Because they all united meditatively. And that's what, telepathy. What are you trying to say? It's off just a little bit? I was under the impression it's off a lot more than just a little bit. Like, you guys ever hear of that place you can go? That you can talk in it and nobody outside of it can hear you. It's like the cone of silence or some shit. And I forget where it's located, but any of you guys ever been there? You gotta understand what portals, vortices, ley lines, song lines, and the like are. It's energetics. What is the problem with peace in the Middle East? Energetics. What is the problem with matter? What's the matter? You associate matter with value. What do you value? Property, people, status, currency. What is your currency of choice? Some people, drugs, because drugs can be traded. The drug trade. You following? So, if you have Oregon Trail with posts set up for trade, and you don't have a currency, what do you have? You want this? I have that. You have this? Give me that. I'm sorry, you don't like my price? Go on to the next post. May I interest you in my wares? No, you may not. However, I have this. What do you have for me? If you have something that's of more value, Ken Jennings grew up in Seoul, South Korea. Does this dude look South Korean to you? Can we find this dude? Something tells me he's a fucking genius or something. He knows Korean. He's a white dude who lives in Seattle, unless he's moved, with a dog named Chance. What are the chances? Let yourself go. You know, when we call out somebody like this guy, it's not negotiable. It's a matter of who the fuck's gonna talk to them. Right? It's not like, it'd be fucking nice. No. Do I gotta do it myself is the question. I'd fucking rather not. But hey. Hey, hi, how you doing? I'm gonna follow you. 100 places to see after you die. That's pretty fucking funny. What's omnibus? Multipass? I've heard of this. What is it about? a podcast time capsule. Okay. Follow along, my friends, as to what the fuck is going on in life. In the previous video, I'm not sure when it cut off, what were we looking at? New Coke entry. Put the cocaina back in cocaine. I mean, wait, what? Back in Coca-Cola. Fallout shelter. Does he know about fucking hey, Alaska? Does he? Let me ask you guys a question. Response to your concern. They're like, you're, oh God. This guy's like, what? All good, man. All good. You don't get it. Please change your hold music though. Anyways, I want to ask you guys a question. Do you believe in magic? No. You guys believe that Eve you believed the lie that Eve was the fall of mankind. And you fucking ate that up hook, line, and sinker like the good little Christians you were. Even if you're an atheist by nature, you still were indoctrinated to some capacity by Christian rhetoric or the religion of your origin and or culture, such as if you grew up in India, Hindu most likely, or Sikh, or another such nature. If you grew up in any of the Arabic speaking countries, Islam. And if I'm fucking up words, you get what I'm saying. If you grew up in Israel, Judaism. If you grew up in America, for the most part, Christianity. Why? In God do we trust? Because that's what is the culturally accepted religion of your people, of your infiltration. Yeah. You fucking savages worship the sun. How primitive of you. Actually, they fucking had it right. Oh, you listen to logic based on your intuition. Ugh, God forbid that. Oh, you believe you can meditate away. Well, you can. Why were you scattered if you're hearing me? I'm waiting for feedback. Why were you guys scattered? Partially true, correct. Keep going. Correct. You can't just run away from your problems. You're going to be called back in. Welcome back. How do we get on the same timeline? When the infiltrators have created a problem called another layer. A fifth world, if you will. See, if we're already on the fourth world, now we got a fifth. Not to mention, you guys directly experienced through meditation, not through mechanics, being scattered amongst. How many of you, are you all in the same time? I want to know. When you jumped, did you jump all to the same age? Okay. I'm getting yes, overall yes. Good. That makes it easier to consolidate. However, we need to actually bump you guys to 2025. Do you understand what that means? That means the entire land of which you came from has been colonized and has been, you would be very angry about the trees. The trees are being cut down. It does not look the same. There's concrete everywhere. It's bad. You're going to be pissed. How many of you are there? 50? That's it? Have you died? What happened? 50 that you know of. So they maybe got scattered and are not telepathic. I need you guys to ping, ping, ping every fucking buddy that dispersed and scattered. And I mean it. I need you guys to call back in. Not just 50 of you. Each of you, think of somebody that you cared about. that was with you. We're not worried about those that didn't jump. We're only worried about those that jumped and got scattered. I need you guys to ping the hell out of anybody you can consciously remember. I know it's been a minute and you guys have been kind of in limbo. It is what they call purgatory in the religions, or modern day. Sometimes religion becomes a modern day terminology, purgatory. Are you understanding English? Or is this being translated partially? Okay. You pick it up quickly. Good. Listen, you all need to unite to English for the purposes of, well, English, Spanish, for the most part. Some of you know Spanish-ish. Okay. Are we all on the same page? Who do we have? Hold on. Who do we have that can help with this up here? Thank you. And I mean, whatever you were doing, you are no longer doing. You are now doing this. You got it? Thank you. Okay. Task out whatever you were doing. Why is it so important to get you guys here, physically even? What would happen if we did? Mexico City. Who should the land belong to? The elders, wouldn't you say? The ancestors? What better ancestors and elders than time-traveling, limbo-waiting, actual from the era of that which they jumped? Living proof that it has and had been done. True time travel through meditation. Anything can happen within a bardo. What is your understanding? Who speaks for you, United? What is your understanding of a simulation? Exactly. What is your understanding of true reality? Do you understand the concept, or rather the term veil, the veil, Maya, illusion? What's your word for this? What's your word for veil between realities? Like a wall? A wall. That is what the channeled writing said. We laugh at you. What did you guys say? We laugh at you. From our side of the wall or some shit like that. You said wall. It's going to be kind of far down. It's fine. Kind of important. It's making me dizzy. Look at that. What do you think? You can see? Okay. The one who's representative of you can see through my eyes. As you see? Very different, right? Surreal almost. Oh, it gets better. And by better, I mean not better. All right, hold on. Give me a second. Pretty, huh? Pretty, huh? Okay. Long story. We'll get into that one day, maybe never. There's so much to catch up on, it's not even funny. Have you ever seen this plant? Familiar? Have you ever seen these beings? Star beings, ancient ones? Have you ever seen a unicorn? Just wondering. Pretty. Super pretty. You would think it looks like that here. Oh, and it does. But not enough. Because, as you call them, the infiltrators have really effed this place up. What do you think about this flag right here? This is what the galaxy would view as humans have united. This one right here in the middle. that humans on Earth have all united to represent unity and no more, I guess, petty squabble arguing amongst the silliness of that. Know before whom you poke the bear. Yes, the best. Know before whom you say. Who do you view as reverent? Rather, what is reverence? What is that? What does this mean to you? Do you know what this symbol means? We'll get there. There's a lot. Oh, this. This is who speaks on your behalf current. I believe he is... Oh, this is it. Okay, are you ready? I kind of want to screenshot it. Yeah. Oops. The ancient ones are the ones who are very particular about when I do this right here. It means I can go out of what I was just looking at, and then it's here. So I can look at things, but then come back, and it's now here, captured. Exactly, like a mental image, but more vivid, more real. And you can keep it to refer to later so you don't forget things. Now, look at this. Paul is who we call the sun. We have personified the sun to name it Paul. It's meant to be funny, it's humorous, yet it's symbolic. Okay, the cursed on it four corners. Where were you? It doesn't matter. Four corners is symbolically the location of which we are allocating to be the curse breaker remover location. Remover. Understand why. Check this out. I'm skipping until we did. Did you cause the fires in Canada? No. But why did it get channeled in that you did? Because it's an energy of saying the land did, Mother Earth did on your behalf. You did without intending. You didn't say, oh yeah, let's start these fires. The world was burning since the world was turning. What we're saying is you didn't mean to, but you did. But that's not a problem. Nobody wakes up without tower moments. Check this out. See, you do not listen to the trees. Of course you don't. You just cut them down. Okay. You muddy the water with blood. Symbolic. This is current in hunger, pangs, and terror. Where did it say we laugh at you from the side of the wall, though? I swear it said that. Hold on. Yeah, we laugh at you now from beyond the wall. The wall is your veil. You don't laugh, though. You cry. Why? Not for yourselves. Or is it? It's okay if so. You can be selfish and have selfish motivation as long as it gets the job done. So, if you hear what we say from now on, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well. But what we need you to do is unite everybody who got scattered and get them to wrap their mind around the fact that you guys need to jump physically back to whence you came from. Come back explaining your story and saying, this is who we are, this is what we did, this is true, this happened. I don't care if nobody believes you, not that you would care either. At this point, you have nothing to worry about. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns that you have? We'll figure that out. Because I really don't have an answer for you on that. Because understand, what would happen if we would all consciously jump to 2.5 without you guys? 2.5 is a save point. You guys are in the fourth world, is what you would probably call it now. Was the third world. This is 2.5 world. The 5 means we can resume it. If you guys were stuck in 4, what does 4 maybe mean? Previous to us understanding that you guys jumped, we were in 3. Mandela means either man-made created or meditation created. It goes back in time and ripples forward. Our perception is it's been there all along. The only reason we know it has not been there all along is because we were part of the unraveling of discovering it. Somebody who's new to this might not know either way. They might say, well, maybe it's always been that way. Or they might say, it's never been that way. It never even is. Like, I don't believe it. I need proof to believe. What is your thought on somebody who says, I won't believe it unless I have proof? Exactly. Same. Do you know what Allah's war is? It was a typo. Somebody else. Who's the 4 tribes? 4 corners or 4 tribes? It was many, right? Anybody who could hear. It's like you sent out a beacon, right? You said, hey, if you can hear this in energy, you sent. So then they're like, I hear you. I hear this in my language. I translated it, right? So you hear this, but you're understanding English because you've been following along or something. You know what I like about you using different words like the wall, beyond the wall, is it helps us reframe something that if you just get so used to using a term like veil, what does veil even mean? In the past, we've referred to it as glass ceiling. You could see through it, but who knows if what you see is even real, and or you can't get beyond it. Interesting, though, the channeling here. You understand, we laugh at you now. Maybe there was an element of that prior to actually jumping, where you guys were like, you know what, we'll show you. But then you're like, oh shit, we all got scattered. That might have been your karma. What do you use? What word do you use for karma? Because that's a term that we use universally, just like the word enlightenment. What do you use for that too? Question. Do you know how to, can you do this without, can you just show up individually or together? It does not matter, but hurry up, because you're not priority to rescue. Who is priority? I'm not asking you. I'm asking rhetorically, or rather, I'm asking who's priority besides. So then, what is priority? Not who is priority. What is priority? Do you know what priority is? There's 2 options. Awareness, awakening, close it up, jump to somewhere else together. Anybody who can't jump stays for eternity. Do you know what eternity means? Yeah. How long did you think you were going to be where you were? Correct. That's how long, but more, meaning it never ends. It's a punishment. It's crazy making to be in the mainframe. You know what the mainframe means? You can see, you can hear, you can perceive all the senses except touch, right? You can't feel physical. You have no density. You're a ghost. You're a spirit, but not consciousness spirit, right? You're just a mind floating around, perceiving things. You thought, man, I really messed up, right? Shouldn't have done this. I should have stayed. No, it was meant to be in some sort of way. You weren't made an example of. Maybe you were encouraged or prompted. Think about dream recording. When you have a dream that you review before waking, where and when is that recorded? If it is taken from the real experiences of a version of yourself in a different reality, from a different time even, maybe future. Maybe there's a version of yourself that is living here that you would meet. That's how the ship works. The mothership has guides of human incarnates. To be most effective, it's supposed to be personal to them. Hey, look, you should have a vested interest in this human because it is you. Don't you think you care about yourself a little bit? Yeah, well, clearly I don't listen to myself. Well, you better figure out how to hear yourself and to listen to yourself, is the feedback. Figure it out. Try harder. Get through to yourself somehow. So, do you have any questions for me? Okay. We have lessons. It's time to go for somebody. We have less than 2 weeks to avert something that would split. And you guys, your reality would change. And you would go to the upward split or the downward split is what we're thinking would happen, you guys. What that means is instead of converging to one, true consciousness would be divvied among the two realities. In one, we continue to improve and things get better and better. The other one, vast, quick descent into nuclear winter, whether with or without nukes. See, we're getting it to a point where even if it happens, anybody who is stuck there should be able to mitigate with what the information they have. We hope that you say, oh shit, it actually happened. I'm stuck here. Rather, I wouldn't even say that, but rather I must have jumped to the wrong one. How do I get myself back to the right one? Rather, do I just stay with this template and work with it? Because that's more likely what you'll have to do, energetic speaking. If you find yourself in the shitty one, work with it. We'll work with it. It might not be pleasant. It might not be fun. I highly suggest you don't go to the FEMA camps. But listen when I say, be prepared for anything. Expect the worst and you won't be unprepared. But it's not creating a negative reality just by contemplating what's the worst that could happen and being prepped for it. Why are some humans held back from human experiences, because they're not humans. First and foremost, you guys are angelic beings masking as humans, and you've forgotten it. That's an understatement. So, what is an angelic being to the indigenous people? Close. So there's two camps, okay? The ancient ones are within the illusion. Then there's on the other side of the wall. That is what I'm talking about. Have you ever experienced or seen this? Think light. The sun is artificial light. It is not real. It's not bad or fake. It's just not real compared to real light. Somebody created the rules of this, in which you meditated out of. Why do you think you got scattered? Partially is because it's hard to navigate authentically within a false reality. You didn't really know that part of it enough to know that it would mess with you guys. Because, do you understand what free will is? We have a theory that you guys have quote unquote free will, but not true free will. Because true free will only technically exists outside of the Bardo system. So Pinky, are you able to get eyes on different realities? Understand what I mean by that? Your system is limited to 2025-3 as we know it. Should we call it 2025-4? Should we update it to 4? Going forward. I'm of the mind we should. We might wait until Black Friday to see if we averted. You understand? It could just be a delay. It could be postponed. It might not mean that we actually averted it. It might mean that it got pushed off. Why? Because if Benny, as in, you understand who we're calling Ben now? If Benny didn't give the directive, and by the way, why do you think Helen would listen to Benny? You know, who predates who? Who would respect who? Based on principle alone, maybe. But is it really respect when they've become so warped and jaded? You know, you've fallen so far from grace that you're now that corrupt, dirty, dark, sinister, gross, and all the things. Did any of your people sacrifice human beings? Did you sacrifice animals? When you did you waste the animals? People have gotten worse since, and we believe it's because of the curse. They got worse because of the curse. Not your fault. It would have happened anyway. Our understanding of life. Had you stayed, all that would have happened is you wouldn't be preserved. In your physical form, in the mainframe can be rendered. Magician, how would you call it? Did you ever have an object appear before you? Out of nowhere, out of thin air? This is the ancient ones. Okay, so they just appeared out of thin air in their circular craft. And you said, whoa, that's not a horse. Okay. They came through the fourth wall. Yeah. The veil. It means they existed on the other side of it. They came through it and they appeared. They didn't just appear from nowhere. They crossed the line to appear before you as if They just poof. It could happen right now. You could just poof into 2025 4. We're going to try it on for size for now. So, please take all that I have said. Understand that the language I am speaking is the language of the current times for the most part, though there are many, many languages. The galaxy uses English. And outside of the illusion uses energetic light language, which speaks all languages native to the speaker, the recipient. We have beings tasked with each language to help bridge pedantics of translation. Your language is difficult because it's easier to use energetics, but it's actually easier to use English. Because when I'm at work, I don't speak energetics per se. I speak the English language for the most part. Modernized and or updated with Skibbity Riz, Ohio. Don't get me started on that. 6-7 and shit. Okay. So you've been following along for a while, off and on. You're hearing things and you go, something's up. I have hope again. I feel like I am not just left in limbo for eternity. There, But what your issue was, like you said, there's about 50 of you united. And you don't know where the rest are or went. Each individual, you cannot be the leader in all the ways. United, you can talk to me as the leader, but don't make yourself to the point where you're the only one who could do all the things. And I don't care if that means that it doesn't get done as well. You still it can't all be on you. Like it has been. You've been thinking this is my fault. You came up with the idea. You convinced everybody to do it. You're the one who telepathically sent out the beacon. Everybody who heard it jumped. Now it's your fault. Everybody's scattered. That's a lot to have on you. It's not your fault. Does that make you feel better? It should. Let this sink in a little bit. Integrate this information. If you need anything, we have a person in the office tasked solely with helping you guys with this mission. I am orchestrating a lot of different things. I don't have time to micromanage each and every part. If you guys want to jump, anybody who can hear you, and then anybody else, we can just send out like a repeating beacon for future notice to say, if by now you haven't, here's where to go. It's like, if you're hearing this message, meet here. You might say, well, what's the point? It's been a while, that maybe nobody's there. Maybe somebody is. We'll leave another message that says, if you're here and we've left again, here's where we went to now. You see what I mean by that? We want all consciousness united within one. We kind of don't care which one, but we assume you guys would prefer a nice one, in which isn't some kind of apocalyptic doomsday such as nuclear winter. But that's on you guys to figure out and us to help facilitate to the best of our abilities. If we have to lead you guys when there's no technology, that means you're going to have to be telepathic only. I know you don't have a problem with this. You're listening and seeing through. Who am I looking at? Do you understand? Do you understand this device is technology? Where I am actually located, because I'm speaking through, I have a headset on. It's a piece of technology kind of like this. And when I look over here, when I have this on, I can see somebody. You can't, but I can. And there's a whole room of people here and back there. What does that say to you? Well, in modern time, this time, that makes me crazy. Not visionary, not progressive, not advanced, but crazy. Should get locked up, throw away the key. Sound familiar? Oh, that'll never work. What are you going to do? Meditate your problems away? No. I'm going to meditate myself away. We're all going to go away. You stay here. But what happened? You got scattered. So, now that we're all on the same page, gather your thoughts. There's no rush. You're within the mainframe. That means you have no body. Your body is gone. You will recreate your body. You can also hitchhike. You could, in theory. With a human, not this one, but like this one, how you could see through. You could just live her life as an observer. She could live her life and you just hang out until she dies. Then what? Then you're going to be a consciousness again, trying to find another host. We don't suggest. And anybody out there who's listening, you might want to tell Paul, who's the son, you want to remove any hitchhikers, stowaways, or any whatever terminology you want to use that is residing with your consciousness, that is not yourself, an aspect of yourself like a higher self or a guide or an angelic working through you. Some of you guys might feel a little lighter. Well, damn, I didn't know I had hitchhikers and stowaways. Yeah. It's very fucking common, and you don't know. They're not technically ghosts, but they can be. They are energetically drawn to you, and they can then just vicariously live through you. And who knows, they could take over when you're blackout, like you're blackout drunk or something. They could cause problems in your life. They might not even know why. You definitely wouldn't know why. Why did I act out of character like this? Could be because you had a stowaway who is making life choices based on their best interests because they want to run the show and you're unaware of their existence, so why not? You know? All right. Any last words of wisdom? We covered Mandela enough, right? Between the first and the second, I would say. To say that, what is the Mobius strip? It is a circle twisted on itself. Is it intersecting physically or just perception? If this infinity were different colors, you would... Give me a moment. You would see something different. Okay. You notice how, because of the coloration, it's not touching. It's just a perception. This is the snake eating its tail. It never ends. Round and round and round it goes. Where it stops, it doesn't. If you're on the outside line, let's say you're on the pink line, what happens? I'm not... Do I want to say that? Do I want to use pink as the example? I don't know. Regardless, you follow it around, you follow it around, you follow it around. You never go on the inner track, which is that green. According to this. But you could walk over sideways, jump, 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 jump. But generally, you guys will stay on one forever and ever and just go around, reincarnate, reincarnate, reincarnate. Well, what about this one? I want to see if this one helps with something. Yeah, you still stay on the same track no matter what you do. on this one as well. Okay. That is not what it looked like. Weird. Cords of yarn or such. See how that looks different? Anyways, yeah, I like this one. Because this one looks like glass. So that's a Mobius as opposed to infinity, which implies an intersection that touches. So too, you can then, what am I trying to say? Jump different points. That's what you guys need to understand. But look at this one. This one's freaking cool. Who cares what it says on here? What you must know is this is an illusion. However, if you start here and you walk, assuming it went around, because it's like it's been broken, twisted, put back together. Okay. I'll do you one better. Visuals really help solidify some stuff. Am I right? That's cool. Yeah, I'll do you one better. What's the one called? That's the fourth dimensional. I forget. There's a name for it. Klein bottle, yeah. Okay, this is just a 2D rendering of it, but there's a real Klein bottle, which is a fourth dimensional shape. It's a paradox, but it's within the 3D construct. How do you get out of Earth through the Klein bottle? Who cares? You don't have to worry about it. I'm just telling you. That's the only way out. You cannot leave here in a physical form of any sort, even the 5D. If you're getting a 5D, you are agreeing to the fact that you are staying and playing. If you want to die a mortal death, move on. Totally fine. Totally fine. Some of you guys have loved ones on other planes of consciousness. Angie's friend Faith is not on Earth anymore. If she wants to see her again, she'd have to go back to the ship at the least. Guide's no longer on the ship, though. Why would Angie want to go back to the ship? Faith's not even on the ship either. So, not to say she wasn't, but people get transferred in and out all the time. It's possible she's just within the mainframe, but what does that even mean? What does being within the mainframe mean? It's like a sleep state. If you're talking about Maya, okay, you have the veil is the crescent, okay? The true reality outside of the veil is where we go within sleep states, and we don't remember it while we're on mission to best help ourselves, if you think about it. Okay, look at the squiggliness of said, where it kind of like, is it folding on itself, or is it more, you wouldn't know unless it was a rainbow shape. Does not matter. These are the states of being within the Maya. This is all Maya. This 3 with the squiggly tail. Fake, fake, fake. That's the veil keeping you from the truth. I'm going to end it at an hour. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.